Hey, listeners. This is Brett Hespell of the Porter Pridecast. Just wanted to thank you for joining the show, but we also want to make sure you follow along. So here's our other host, Adam DeCare. We'll talk about where you can follow us.
Yeah, again, thanks for logging in, giving us a listen. Make sure to follow us on all your social media needs on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us at Porter Pridecast for both. So give us a like, give us a retweet, spread the word, tell all your friends, tell all your followers, like both those accounts, and keep on coming back.
And you can get the show, you can get our podcast wherever you find your podcasts. And you could also check out Porter Pridecast TV on YouTube. Just search Porter Pridecast on both, and you'll be able to come up with them. So make sure you subscribe to both of those channels so you can get all the episodes when they come out.
Don't forget to leave us those reviews, preferably 5 stars, and keep spreading the word. Go Porters.
Go Porters. Welcome to the Porter Pridecast, episode number 14. I'm Brett Hespell, Lockport High School, joined by Adam DeCare, also Lockport High School. And you are in the place where you get analysis on all things Lockport High School that you do not get anywhere else. What's going on, DeCare?
Not much. Good to be back to our normal schedule here. Started to preview some great things because there's a lot of good things going on here at Lockport. Got some championships to talk about, so I'm excited here to go on 14.
Yeah, I've the podcast has blown up so much that I've been forced into my basement to avoid all of the fans that are standing outside of my house looking to get on.
I can't even teach without being interrupted. I got students barging into my classroom.
This is true. You did have 2 students yesterday, in fact, barge into your classroom saying they want to be on episode 15. That's where we're at now. I don't know how they've learned about this, but so you're right. We do have a lot of championships, though. It's fall championship season.
That's right.
Big focus of today's episode. So that's fun. And then otherwise, we're kind of we were off our routine for a couple weeks, back at it here. And then after this, it's to be determined because our fall seasons will wind up and we're still waiting to hear word about what events are going to take place over the winter months. However, since we are the number 1 rated podcast in the Lockport Township High School 205 listening area on all things Porters, we will have content for you because there are always great things going on.
So we are blowing away the competition.
Blowing away the competition. In fact, it's like a shutout. I mean, it's the equivalent of a shutout in sports is really what it is.
It's almost like we're the only ones doing it. That's how it feels.
I mean, we're so dominant. So sorry for everybody else who's out there trying to get a piece of the action, but you got to go up against this behemoth. So, hey, back on a regular schedule to care. You know what that means.
That's right.
Time for 5 things we like.
Yep. So a lot of good things to, like we said, to talk about here. So we'll get right into it. So the first thing we like, we alluded to a lot of championships. So starting off, fall championship time here. We got girls tennis, just won sectionals. We got some individual success as well as some double success, which we'll get to talk to some of the girls here in a little bit. But great job, girls tennis, winning sectionals.
Yeah, the tennis dynasty at Lockport continues. It's like a rite of passage. Fall season ends, girls win sectionals. It's like ho hum, ho hum. I give Coach Champlin a hard time about this. But yeah, it's great. We're gonna have 3 of them on, 3 champions on at one time. 3 champions, 2 households. They'll be here in just a little bit. What else? Serena Williams, you missed your chance to come compete.
She had an open invite. There was an open invitational.
Can't say we didn't invite her. Cannot say we didn't invite her. So that's good. So number 2, second thing we like, speaking of champions, Will Kiley, boys cross country, SWSC Blue Division cross-country champion on our home course last weekend. Ran a great time of 14 minutes, 32 seconds. Beat all the kids in the conference, including the other side of the conference. He ran great. He's had a great season. He was on earlier as a guest. Was it episode 8?
Episode 8, yep.
The Magic Man. So if you want to go back and check that out, you can go check out Will Kiley on episode 8 and hear his interview. But congratulations to him. That's the second thing we like.
Yeah, awesome job, Will. Had him on talking about the pre-conference, and then he brought it home with conference at the end. So, sticking with cross country and another former Pridecast guest. On episode 10, we had Kayla Shea, who had a PR earlier in the season. She took home the Southwest Suburban Blue Division champion, and not just individual success. The Coach Cronholm's girls took home the Blue Division team championship. So double up there for girls cross country. Great job to our self-proclaimed #1 Pridecast fan, Coach Cronholm.
Yeah, she is. She's still waiting for her first invite. One day, Coach Cronholm, one day.
It's going to happen.
But Kayla, great job by Kayla. Again, she's been on fire. What episode was that again that she was on? 9?
Episode 10.
10? Episode 10. Go check out episode 10 if you want to hear Kayla. But speaking of another dynasty, girls cross country, just rolling along. Ever since Coach Slaughter back in the, late 80s, early 90s. We did something in the spring, episode, I don't even remember, 3 or 4. You can go back and check out our top 10 highlights from last school year rather. We did girls cross country, and we talked about 23 out of 26 years or something like that. They made it downstate, so they're rolling along. So good job, girls cross country. And then our fourth thing we like popped up on my Twitter feed this morning. Girls swimming, in preparation for their sectional competition coming up, because their season's winding down as well, had a tea party on the pool deck. That's right.
Up.
Yes. Hold your pinkies up. So maybe we have to get on Coach Furkaluk and ask him what this is all about, because I'm not really sure, but it looked fun. And girls swimming, bottom line, postseason sectional coming up here very soon. Do we know when this is, DeCare? Is this in your week ahead coming up? Am I stealing your thunder?
Yeah, I guess you're stealing my thunder. But yeah, there's a possibility there may be sectionals this Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to
confirm that. I will confirm that at the end of the show.
You got to stay tuned all the way to the end.
And then speaking of the end, the fifth and final thing that we like, with all these
good segue
competitions.
Yeah.
I've learned from the best.
Yeah.
With all these, championships and end of the season here, going on, I got to give a shout out to Coach Dwyer, Mike Dwyer, our athletic director in the athletic department. So Matt Eber and Ann Hayes for doing a great job making these possible and hosting some of these events here at Lockport in our great facilities. So last week we hosted girls sectionals, which we won. The following day, or the same day, we hosted boys cross country conference, which Will won. The following morning was girls cross country, which we won and Kayla won. And we'll be hosting sectionals for girls swimming this Saturday. So shout out to Coach Dwyer. He is the hostess with the mostest, as we say. Way to get the home field advantage and rack up all these championships. Great job, Coach.
Yeah, good job, Dwyer.
Another former Pridecast guest, episode 6.
That's true. That is true. He was episode 6. You're right. But I mean, in a year where it seems like everything is going away, kudos to our athletic office led by Mike Dwyer for giving kids as many opportunities as they can. He's hosted, I feel like, every cross-country meet in Illinois this year. I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. And then multiple tennis matches have been on our week ahead, and I feel like they've all been at Lockport as well. So, good job by him, keeping everybody safe but still giving kids the opportunities. So thank you to our athletic office staff.
It just dawned on me. I'm starting to realize we had Coach Kanane on, and he talked about the Kanane effect with state championship. I'm starting to notice a pattern here of a possible Pridecast effect. Being on the show, being highlighted, winning championships. So all you future athletes, if you want to win something, get your applications in to be on the Pridecast.
Clearly, the biggest reason why these kids have been successful is their appearances on the Pridecast. Lily Anderson, golf, Will Kiley, cross country, Kayla Shea, cross country. Yeah, definitely.
You have talent, you have hard work, but the sleeper factor there is the Pridecast.
You need every advantage these days. With the way people prepare, you need every advantage these days to care. So those are the 5 things we like. I guess a bonus 6th thing we like, 5B. I don't know. We'll call it number 6. Randy Whalen, our wonderful Lockport local reporter, still writing articles. He did one on girls tennis. It's up on the LTHS.org website under athletics. You can read all about the tennis sectional and some other things that are there. Go check that out. Check out Randy's work. One day we're going to have him on.
Yep, he's the 100th follower on Twitter. It was promised by the Pridecast he'd get an appearance, so it's coming.
That's going to be a long episode. Yeah,
we got to prepare for that. That might
be likes to talk.
It might be a 3-parter.
He has lots to share too, so looking forward to that one day, Randy. I know you're out there watching. So there's our 5 things we like. And on that note, we are going to switch gears and we are going to get in touch with our 3 tennis champions. We'll be right back with the tennis team. We are back with some special guests this week from our girls tennis team. Girls tennis sectional champions. DeCare, you mentioned that earlier in the opening segment. And here we go. We got 3 sectional champions right here. The first 3-person championship panel we've had in Pridecast history. Groundbreaking moment, DeCare.
I feel a little intimidated with all the greatness in this Zoom meeting here. I feel like there's champions all over the place.
There are, in fact. So real quick introductions, okay? So we've got Kamila Kalinowska, who was our individual singles sectional champion. Hi, Kamila.
Hi.
And then we have our doubles champions, teammates here, Martyna and Heather, who are our doubles champions for the sectional. Martyna, Heather, how you guys doing?
Good.
So this is great. DeCare, why don't you fill us in a little bit on their sectional accomplishments here, and then we'll fire away with some questions. Learn about how to be a champion today.
That's right. Take notes at home. First of all, congratulations on all your success, individually and as a team, and thanks for coming on. So just to give a little kind of history here of all the success with the girls program, because our research department here at the Pridecast is top notch.
Yes.
This was the little fun fact here, the 4th straight time the top 2 LTHS doubles faced off against each other for the sectional championship. So a little Porter versus Porter action there. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get to our questions. It was also the 4th straight Class 2A sectional as a team. So great job, Coach Champlin and the ladies. 4th straight, 11th in the past 15, 12th since 2003, and 13th overall. So you talk about a dynasty, Coach Hespell alluded to earlier in the opening segment, just dominant in the 21st century here. And, a little fun fact there. Kamila was as Coach Hespell mentioned, the individual champion, but also last year, if I'm correct, you won the doubles championship with the now graduated Natalie Barth. So, going from 2, who says 2 is better than 1? Went from 2 to 1, got a success by yourself. So, lot of positives there with the tennis program. But again, congratulations on all your finished success here. So we'll start off. We'll give the senior her props. So we'll start off with Kamila. Why don't you talk a little bit about that transition from competing in doubles last year to now competing, individually as a single in for the first time in the postseason.
It was definitely different not having someone with you on the court, but it's just something I'm more used to because in the off season I play more singles. So it was definitely like more of a transition into doubles, getting used to having someone else with you and making sure that you're like talking and communicating and not just being out there on your own and having it all up to you. So like every mistake's your fault. So it's definitely a different experience playing singles, but I'm definitely more comfortable out there being on my own than with another partner to make sure
You don't have anyone to blame your mistakes on, as a partner.
on yourself.
All the problems we have on the Pridecast, I just blame on Coach Hespell. So if we were by ourselves, you got no one to blame but your own.
Kamila, before we move on to the other two, competing in the sectional there, is it like, do you feel nervous? Did you expect to win? Like, what are your thoughts that are going through your head when you're out there? And maybe also fill people in on how many matches did you actually have to play at the sectional in order to win?
So in order to win, so since I was the 1 seed, I had a bye first round. So then I had to play 3 matches to get into the final and then win that 4th match to be the champion. But no, I pretty much I was expected to win. Like I expected myself to win because I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm like the better one out of all the girls that were there, but showing from my scores, I definitely was the better player out there. So yeah.
You're the 1 seed. You don't have to, nothing to apologize for. Nothing to apologize for.
Yeah, well, if you don't want to say it, we will. You were the best player out there, so there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then,
go ahead.
no, just a little background. Heather, I heard you had a great freshman AP Human Geography teacher, by the way. But that's not important here. You didn't start playing tennis until last year, correct?
Right. Last year was my first year playing.
Wow.
Nice quick turnaround. Picked it up quickly.
Is that unusual, Heather, for people to? Or like, are most people playing for longer? Or?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like, if they don't play from, like, when they're, like, very, very little, like, 4 or 5, then, like, you usually start at, like, the beginning of high school, so, like, freshman year. But I didn't play my freshman year. And I made JV my sophomore year, like, never playing before, so that was pretty cool to go from 1 doubles on JV to 2 doubles on varsity with Martyna. And then to say now I'm a sectional champ. So, like, it's definitely a dream come true where I never pictured myself here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was just, that's obviously great. And you got next year to defend the title now. So you mentioned most people come in as freshmen. Speaking of freshmen, Martyna, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what it was like to be a sectional champion your first year in high school?
Well, it's definitely like unexpected, I think, because I wasn't expecting to win actually. Because we started the season out as 3rd doubles, so like moving to 2nd doubles, then like all right, we're going to sectionals. But I didn't expect to win against our 1 doubles.
I didn't either.
So let's talk about that for a second, Martyna. So, and Heather, you can jump in too here since you guys played together. So you guys started the season out as the number 3 doubles team at Lockport, correct?
Yeah.
And 2 teams participate in the sectional?
Yeah.
From each
right?
school?
Oh, yeah, 1st and 2nd doubles.
Okay. So then you entered the sectional. Do you know what seed you guys were when you entered the sectional as a doubles team?
We're the 5th seed.
5th seed. Okay. So
Yeah.
you went from the 3rd doubles team at Lockport just to, at the beginning of the season, didn't even expect to even, necessarily be on the sectional roster. Then you make the sectional team over the course of the year. And then you enter the sectional as the 5th seed and win it as the 5th seed, which included playing our number 1 doubles team in the championship match, correct?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, guys, both of you just share, like, what was that like, that process like going, throughout the season? And then What was the rivalry like playing another team from our school in the sectional championship round?
Well, okay. Playing our teammates in the championship. We literally played them all throughout the week before sectionals as practice. We'd always lose to them. Then sectional championship rolls around, then we win. So it's like
We call that a hustle.
crazy.
We hustle them.
It's wild. You were holding back during the week, right?
Definitely like before we were watching like other teams play, and we were kind of just like sitting there like kind of like chilling, and then we didn't like we were just like we're gonna just like go out there and like have fun and play them, but like we weren't like expecting to win. We were just like our goal is to make it close. Like once we got out there, like, we got the like adrenaline going. We're like we can do this, like, and then we ended up like doing really good, like better than we thought, and then we ended up winning.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I got to know, was there any trash talking between between the two porters here against each other?
No, I don't think so. Just at the beginning of the match, Amelia and Patricia, they said that you're going down.
And they probably thought you were because they had beaten you all week, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of trash talk, so Kamila and Martina, do you guys play each other in tennis? Like, just,
Yeah.
How does this work as sisters? Do you guys like compete against each other?
Yeah, but I always win, so.
Yeah, I'm never getting off of her.
For now, Martina, for now.
I don't know.
Kamila, do you have plans after high school here? What are you going to do?
I'm trying to definitely play tennis in college, going for some D2 schools. I was just actually at University of Illinois Springfield yesterday, checking them out. A pretty
Awesome.
good team.
So you do want to play tennis in college then?
Yes.
That's great. Good for you.
It definitely doesn't end here at high school. I want to keep going.
Good for you. Dakara, what else you got from?
No, it was just, obviously with everything going on this school year, and, it was awesome that you guys had an opportunity to compete. I know you guys all would have qualified for state, but, unfortunately they didn't have, not having state this year. But, it's got to be nice to finish your season on top as sectional champs, and Kamila, you could take that momentum into whatever opportunity you get. And, our doubles champions here, you get a chance to defend your crown, and continue that success next year. So, awesome history, looking up those stats, it was pretty impressive. So, great job, and shout out to Coach Champlin for a great program he's got going there.
Yeah, let's talk about Coach Champlin for a second before we let you guys go. What, thoughts on him as a coach and the program? I mean, this, success has been there for a while. Just talk about his influence on the program and how things are set up and, what he does well as a coach. Any of you.
Me? Okay.
No.
Definitely something that he does do well is he makes sure that the girls are like practicing in the off season and not just playing during season. And even if they're not playing the whole year, he does this little camp thing during the summer to make sure that they are starting to get back into the groove of it. So I like that he's making sure that the girls are playing and they're not just doing it during the season. He's definitely also where's the word? He's making sure that during practice it's not lazy and we're doing our stuff and we're keeping active. So that's definitely what I did enjoy about this season, that it was just a lot of good hitting.
Yeah, there's probably there's a lot of people out there playing in all the different courts at practice, so it's probably easy for people to kind of hide different pockets and not really push themselves. So it's good to hear that, he's moving around, getting them going. Martina, Heather, thoughts on Coach Champlin?
Well, one thing that I could say he does well is that he always during practices we're always focusing on things that we could work on instead of things that we're already good at.
Sure.
I could say that Coach Champlin definitely has a positive attitude, and he wants you to like get better, but he also wants you to push yourself to get like that much better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So it's always better when you do it yourself. A last thing here before we let you guys go, because I know you got to get to class here in a little bit. Martina actually has to get to my class in a little bit. Here. Just like, speaking of great AP human geography teachers, COVID-19, how has it impacted the tennis season other than canceling state? Obviously, that's a big one. I guess, Kamila, you could talk about that because you played in the state tournament last year, correct?
Yep.
And then just other thoughts on how it has affected the season. So whoever wants to go first.
So it definitely like affected the season by who we were able to play. We were all separated by districts, and we could only play what was in the district, which is a big bummer because a lot of the more like farther away schools are the ones with some of the better players. There was definitely more competition out there that we weren't able to be a part of, and also sucked for spectators because we usually can have our parents like on the courts, but now they had to stay outside of the courts. That kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I know they had to like cancel a bunch of like big tournaments.
Yeah, we didn't have as many of the weekend tournaments as we usually do.
Speaking of that, Dakar and I have been joking around all fall because we do like the week ahead at the end, like what's upcoming. And it's always like, Dakar's like, well, we have like 6 tennis matches on the schedule. And then the next week we're like, hey, 4 of those ended up getting canceled. So, recurring joke, so. Listen, girls, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. Congratulations on being successful. Heather, Martina, congratulations on, upsetting 4 teams, I guess, in the sectional and even your own expectations. That's great. Good work for you guys. Kamila, congratulations on another, what would have been another state appearance for you and the individual sectional championship. And best of luck to you as you move on. Hopefully tennis works out well for you. And, one day we can bring you back on as Wimbledon champ. And you just don't forget about the little people when you make it big,
It all started here.
Yeah. So, Dakar, any other thoughts?
No, just again, congratulations, and continued best wishes as you move forward, and looking forward to next season as well, defending that championship.
Yeah, great job, girls. Thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll talk to you all soon. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Well, there you have it. 3 champions. That was fun. They did a great job. Really good responses there. You can clearly tell they're successful because they're just mature, solid young ladies. You can clearly tell that. I have no doubt that Kamila is going to go on and do great things in college. Just from that little interview right there, she was, not bashful at all, and clearly confident, which is great. That's going to bode well for her. So that's good.
Yeah, everyone loves a good Cinderella story and rooting for the underdog. So it was pretty cool that they started off as the 3rd doubles team for Lockport, and then went in as the 5th seed, and then beat their expectations, and that's awesome. Especially they lost all week to the 1 seed. Lockport versus Lockport, so that's pretty cool for them to finish that off.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm sure you see it too in football, and I'm sure every sport is the same way. We're getting close to the start of basketball season, and I know only 5 kids can start, but it doesn't mean that the 5 kids who start are going to be the 5 kids who start all year. It doesn't mean that the 5 kids who start are necessarily going to be the best 5 players. Seasons are long, and, you can have highlights throughout the year. And so, if you're out there getting ready for something, just keep sticking with it, and good things happen to people who just keep putting that work in and remaining confident. So, yeah, good point. Speaking of coming up, time for the week ahead in Porter Nation.
That's
and
right.
we are gonna get our L-Town leaders into this segment next week. It's been a little funky with the return to hybrid, so we're working on a schedule with those 4. Again, that was Abby Popovitz, Julia Fouts, Riley Pfeiffer, and Brendan Spratt. They're going to be joining us 1 each week moving forward here. So, Dakar, this is it. your last chance, your last go around at the week ahead. So I know you're going to be emotional. Hope you have the Kleenex box sitting near the desk so that way you can wipe those tears. But we're here to support you, and we're going to help you get through this little segment here.
Well, I've been through this once. I thought the last time we did this preview, that was my last. I was ready to hand over the reins, but so I got through it that time. I think I'll be able to get through it this time. But I know
it's interesting. We in my house last night we just watched Toy Story 4 for the 7 millionth time or whatever. At the very end, I know you've seen this. The very end, Woody is on top of the little carousel with Bo Peep, and all his friends, Buzz Lightyear and the gang, are driving away in the RV. It's like this, the song is going, and we should have background music for this right here.
Well,
emotional.
I haven't seen that, but now you just ruined the ending for me. So I guess
you have kids. Why haven't you watched Toy Story 4?
I haven't seen the entire thing.
Jackson DeCare, I apologize that your father is depriving you of these.
He has seen it.
Cinematic moments.
The kids have seen it. I've seen bits and pieces. I had not seen the end, and now I guess I don't need to because I don't know if I could handle that emotional scene with Woody. So thank you for ruining it for me.
Get into the week ahead. Let's go. It's ridiculous.
This has now become a Toy Story podcast. So we're
Pixar. If you want to sponsor the segment, feel free to give us a call. We'll make it happen. Next Pixar feature, we could drop the trailer right here.
Still looking for those sponsorships. So if you're out there, Pixar, we're ready. But we kind of alluded to fall seasons wrapping up here. So we've talked about conference. We've talked about sectionals with tennis. We got some more competitions this weekend. Saturday, like we mentioned in the 5 things we like, we will be hosting the IHSA sectionals for girls swimming. So again, shout out to our athletic department, Coach Dwyer, for hosting another competition, and good luck to Coach.
When's that?
Ladies, Saturday.
Tea party time.
Tea party. Pinkies up.
Good luck, girls. Go get them.
And then with cross country, we highlighted the 2 conference champions, and then the girls being the team champions. They will both be competing this Saturday at Manuka for regionals. And I got some detailed information here from Coach Kronholm.
She was begging. She was hoping you'd invite her on.
Yes, but not only did she tell me where it was and when it was, but I've got down to the minute flight information. 9 o'clock, girls flight number 1, 5, 6, and 7 runners. 9:30, flight number 2, runners 3 and 4. And 10 o'clock sharp, flight number 3, 1 and 2. We're not done. The boys, 10:40, flight 1, same, 5, 6, 7. Flight 2 is 11:10, runners 3 and 4. And flight 3 is 11:40 with runners 1 and 2. So good luck, Coach Razzo. Good luck, Coach Kronholm. Keep it going.
That's at the Nook.
The Nook.
Nick Lundeen, I know you're probably listening to this. Not really. He's the coach at Manuka. You might see me there, Coach Lundeen. I want a VIP seat. So I'm coming. I think. We'll see.
I will not be there, so you could save a VIP.
You don't even know who Coach Lundeen. You don't even know who Adam DeCare is. It's okay. You don't need to. Yeah, good luck. Good luck, guys and girls. They got a couple good teams there. Manuka's really good. Boys and girls are really good. Yorkville State powerhouse in cross country. Plainfield South boys are solid all time, and Plainfield North boys are good. So there's some good competition there, and they can move on to the sectional meet after that. So hopefully they do well.
Absolutely.
You got anything else for us?
Nope. Just go Porters.
You just don't want to. You just want to pull the Band-Aid off quick so you can move on.
Get it over with.
Last one.
I'm done.
Yeah. He's going to turn this off, and he's going to go sob in the corner for a little bit until his class starts here in about 15 minutes.
I got to get my composure.
Please keep Adam DeCare in your thoughts today. It could be a rough afternoon for him.
Been a good run.
He's going to go home and watch Toy Story 4. And he's just going to fast forward to the end to see how it compares. I know he's going to do that. So, yeah, that's our week ahead. And looking forward for more stuff. Don't forget to follow along, guys. Twitter, Instagram, Porter Pridecast. You can see all the great stuff that's dropped. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. Our listening platforms have been booming lately. Booming through the roof. Through the roof. We got students who are – I told one of my classes yesterday, I was like, I forget how this even came up. But I was like, yeah, I've got a podcast. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, you can go look it up. And they were like, where can I look it up? And I said, well, you can look it up on Apple Podcasts. And they were like, well, I deleted that from my phone. Sorry, Apple. And then they were like, I have Spotify, though. I was like, good for you. You can find it on Spotify. And so the girl pulls it up. She's like, what? You're on Spotify? I was like her hero. So go check it out. Subscribe. Leave us a review, 5-star review. Help spread the word on everything great that's happening at Lockport. Also on YouTube, Porter Pridecast TV. You can look it up there if you want to watch. If you're a glutton for punishment and you want to watch while you listen to us, you can go there too. But yeah, follow along. We'd love to get you hooked into what's going on at Lockport. So there you are, episode 14 in the books.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Once again, this is the only place you get this kind of analysis on all things Lockport Porters. Because to care, no one
talks Porters like we talk Porters.
There it is. All right, we'll see you guys. Go Porters.
Porters.